Hello everyone, it's Jen and I am coming to you tonight because I have been editing a video I have shared in over on social media and stuff about this project that I made. So this is the project that I made. It turned out really cute. I really like it. And I was telling people where to get the sign and stuff to be able to do it. And after I filmed this whole video showing how I did this, I came up with a better way to do it. And it requires no actual real video tutorial. So this video is to kind of talk about what we did and then what I changed. And then I will share the painting process and everything and stuff that I did for this sign, but I want to help you get here a lot faster than I did. So originally my idea with this was that I was just going to do quick Instagram stories. And so I originally started filming vertically. And then as I got into it, it took a little bit more time with the first process that I was trying. So I was like, oh, I'll do a full video. Well, now that's not really necessary anymore. So we're going to start at the beginning really quick. So I was at Michael's and I found this really cute sign. It says, "Get your Mary on," and it's a wood sign. So it can say, you can hang, it sits up on its own. And it has this little ledge. So it's framed in here. It's pink and red. So the red along here is glittered, super cute. And then red behind here, but obviously it's Christmas. I'm not interested in Christmas right now. And also I don't really do pink and red at Christmas. I do pink and red for Valentine's Day, which is why this got my attention in the first place. It was 70% off, which made it less than $3. And so at that price, I was like, I feel like I could do something fun with this. But you can see there's these wood pieces here and they are also raised up. And so I had an idea, grabbed one, came home, did it. And then after I did it the first time, I was like, I feel like there might be another option. And there is. So I'm going to walk you through really quick what I did. Then I will show you a little bit more as the video goes on. But in case you don't want to do all this, I'm going to show you how quick and easy you can just turn basically this into this. So this is what the sign looks like. It's this wood and it has these wood pieces on it. I wanted to remove where it was raised. So I wanted this to be able to be like a photo stand. So in theory, depending on the size of your photo, you could potentially just put a photo on top of it. I did not want to do that. I didn't want the photo to have to take up the whole room. I wanted to be able to see the red behind it, and you just ended up with extra space. If you do pink and red for the holidays, might I suggest going and getting this sign? Today is February 10th, and all of the Michaels around me still say that they have this sign in stock. You cannot order it online, but it does still say it does still say that it is in stock for all of the Michaels around me. So I'll drop a link in the description so you can go and check if it's in stock around you. But you could just grab it if you like to do pink and red for the holidays. You could grab it. You could add a photo just right in front. You will need it to be big enough to cover those sections. You could do that, and then you could take it off and then use this at Christmas again next year. So originally what I did was I had this scraper tool. It's kind of for doing mud and tape, but it has a nice flat edge and a good handle on it. And that's why I was excited about it. So for this one, I used that tool to get underneath these and remove them. Now, these are wood and the adhesive is really, really good. So what ended up happening is as I was scraping the wood away, I gouged into it in a few places. It kind of got past me and gouged into it in a few places. And again, I only had one of them to begin with. So I was like, all right, that's okay. And so then what I did was I just painted over it. So I got rid of everything, sanded it down so it was nice and smooth. And then I painted over everything and added some glitter. So on this one, the entire back is red and glittered, and it looks really cute. And now it's just it can be horizontal, it can be vertical, and there's nothing behind it. So when I got done with that, I was like, I feel like there might be a better idea. I was back at Michael's the next week. They still had these in stock, so I grabbed a few more of them. And this time I thought, how else could I possibly remove these things? And I just used, so I grabbed my Easy Press Mini, and I was thinking like if I could heat up the adhesive again, because the adhesive is really good on there, the wood to wood. So I turned on my Easy Press Mini to the first, like the lowest setting. And you can see there's no damage to the back of this at all, but I just rubbed it along the back until the wood was heated up. And then using just like my Cricut spatula, I got, so anything thin enough that you can kind of work it underneath, I was able to get underneath and pop that off. So the holly and berries heated that area up and popped that off, and then came down and did the Mary and did the same thing. So is this perfectly smooth? No, you could still kind of feel the adhesive on there a little bit. You could totally sand that down still. You could still repaint this. You could still add glitter. You could do all of that, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So now, same thing. So now I have those big pieces off, which allows my photo to sit back more like it's framed on here. And you just have the red all the way around without, this is trimmed a little bit smaller, but you get the idea. So it's, now you just have the red all the way around, and you don't have to do any of those additional steps. If you want to do the additional steps, I really went about this like the most difficult way. I ended up using a paint that was very thin, so it required multiple layers, and then added the glitter. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that process here so that you can see how I did that in case you just really like. I think the glitter is fun. I think this looks really cute. This is now just a Valentine sign. Here we have the same thing without the glitter. Again, just like a cute Valentine frame. Or I guess that's, you would call this also like a Valentine frame. Also a Valentine frame. But if you want, if unlike me, like I said, I don't do pink and red for Christmas. If you do pink and red, you can still use this same thing, add your photo to it, use like a removable adhesive. Hi, I have that photo upside down. Use a removable adhesive, add it to the back, make sure that your image that you're using is big enough, and you could not have to change anything at all. So I just wanted to say, like, sometimes we make a project and it turns out to be like way more hassle than it needed to be. So then when you do it again, you learn better tricks, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna show you some of the things that I did here, and then you can decide what works best for you, which one of these three versions, keeping it for 2 seasons, no glitter, or glitter, which one of those works best for you, and you can do it the easier way than what I originally did. I included this part just to show you what the original process was. This was the tool that I was using. It did work. You can see that I already have the Mary pretty much removed, but the adhesive sticks really, really well, and because it's wood, it did tend to splinter, and this is what caused me some issues where I was gouging the other areas, so I ended up having to paint the whole thing. If you do not have the Easy Press Mini, this does work. It didn't take too long. I got a little like particular about it and kept on really working on it, but you could do it probably quicker than how long I spent doing it, trying to get it completely smooth. Okay, I grabbed a few different colors of red paint, so we're gonna try and see which one we think will be good. So this is I don't even know if they make this anymore. I just went and grabbed some stuff that I have. So this is milk paint in Shaker Red. A minimum of 2 coats is recommended. Will we need more than 2 coats? Possibly, because I'm just not sure how thick of coverage this is, but I feel like it's very close to the red that was already here. But my question is going to be, is it going to cover up is it thick enough to cover up what was on this? Again, I'm not like overly concerned because I'm planning on doing another layer over the top, but I would like it to be like at least consistent underneath it. Okay, to speed up the drying time, I used my blow dryer, went over it really well. So now we're going to, I really am liking this color. So I'm gonna add a second coat and hope that it makes everything look more uniform. Okay, that's 2 coats. I feel like I can still see through it a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry it again, and then we'll come back and do probably another coat. Okay, I think it is looking a lot better after that second coat is dry. So I am going to just one more time go over the whole thing. Here we are, 3 coats of this milk paint in. Like I said, I don't necessarily feel like this was probably the best paint for this project, but I really, really, really like the color once I got started. So I feel like for what I am doing, this would be perfectly fine. Like this is never just going to sit on my shelf, you know, just like this. It's going to have something in front of it. So I feel like it's perfectly fine, but I am going to continue on with what my initial thought was, and that involves bringing the glitter into the background. Now, here's to hoping this little teeny tiny vial of glitter is enough. I don't want a lot of glitter. I don't want the whole thing to be glittered. So this is dry. I am going to use a very thin layer of Mod Podge, and then I am going to sprinkle that on there. And then, as I said, the hope is that it will just give it like a little bit of a glitter to the background, and mostly I want it to be able to be seen around the outsides, but because there's going to be a picture in front of this. So that's where we're at now. All right, so all I'm doing is using a paintbrush to add Mod Podge a little bit at a time, and then sprinkling the glitter on top of it. Hindsight being 2020, and obviously having more glitter on hand would have made this easier. If I had more glitter, I would have probably just recommended doing Mod Podge over the entire thing and then being heavy-handed with it. Sprinkle it on so you can shake off as much as you want. I did not know if my glitter was going to go far enough for this project, and so I was a little more delicate with the placement because I wanted to make sure I had glitter around the outside area that was going to show when the photo was in front of it. Remember, a little bit of glitter does go a long way. Here we are. You can see the glitter. I would say it's like 98% dry, still a little wet in some places. This whole thing is covered with glitter. Now, it's not like heavily covered, but the whole thing is covered in glitter. What is cool about the way that I did this is before, right? Like it was like this, had the little words and everything and stuff on it. But now that we've done this, you can use it whatever way you want. So you can use it as, you know, like horizontal or vertical. I'm going to go with horizontal because that is the photo that I have available right now. So just as an aside, this is what a 4x6 photo would look like on this. So this is almost like a 4x6 opening. So I personally would not want to, you know, try to cram a 4x6 photo into this. So I took this family photo that we took the Sunday before Christmas, and I cut it down so it's more like a 3x5. And look at how great it fits in there. So I was thinking, my original plan was to add like a little clothespin on here so it could just clip on there. But since this is all Mod Podge now, I think what I'm actually going to do to make it easy to change is I'm just going to add some removable like glue dots to the back of it. Pink and red is always going to be in style for Valentine's Day. So now we have a really cute little frame. Okay, I hope that all made sense. Like I said, there is an easier way. The paint that I used, again, I don't even know if they still sell that kind of paint anymore. It was very thin, was not the right choice. But once I was like kind of in it, I was just in it, so I kept doing that. So I would say use a nice good paint that will allow you to like just kind of do it smoother, and in less coats it'll go much faster. Also, I will also say a heat gun, blow dryer, anything like that helps dry. If you are having to do multiple layers, I would have one of those on hand. It will make your process a lot faster. And then the last thing is that you can have the world's smallest amount of glitter and it is still probably going to do everything that you wanted to do. I had that teeny tiny little vial, and I was sure that like I needed to be so sparing with this whole thing. I could have used a lot more glitter. I still have so much of that left, but it worked well because I feel like the amount that I did ties in well with the amount that's actually in the paint and the bows on the frame itself. So I hope that this was fun for you. Again, depending on when you watch this, you may not be able to find this exact sign to be able to go to your store and get, but this is just to encourage people to like look around and see what else you could do. There are so many things at like thrift stores. There are so many there are so many things like this. So at the Target dollar spot, at the Michael's, anywhere that's selling stuff like this, there are so many of these signs, and I feel like there are always a ton of them after the holiday has passed. And I don't really know what they're doing with those. It kind of like worries me a little bit that they're just, a bunch of them are getting trashed. So using it for something else was actually something that was really fun for me and something that I want to do a lot more of. So while you might not be able to make this exact project, you might walk into Michael's after Valentine's Day and see something, maybe they'll have a cool red framed something that you'd be like, that would be perfect for the 4th of July or something like that. Also, you don't have to use a photo. I used photos. You could print out a cute little like Valentine like phrase or something like that you wanted to put on there. There are a lot of fun different ways that you could use this. And if you are going like maybe that little bit more minimalist and you want your decor to last for more than one holiday, then of course you can keep this exactly as it is, add a photo to it, and then remove the photo and keep it out so have it for Christmas and then add your photo, keep it out through Valentine's Day, and then you can put it back away with your Christmas stuff, get it out again next year, and then you've got some fun decor. So I would love to hear if you make something like this, or if this inspired you to do something else. If you found this video fun, even though I know it's a bit chaotic, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and tell me what you would like to see me make next time. I've got some Cricut projects coming up, and I also have a few more thrifted items that I've got, some different signs, some different wood blanks that I'm excited to play with. So I hope that you'll join me for those. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for being here. Bye.